may have taken 36 years, but the Top Gun sequel finally arrived in theaters this year. The sequel was a financial success, making over $1 billion at the worldwide box office. With the recent success of this franchise, could another movie follow? The answer might be a bit more complicated, but we are about to share all of the exciting news about Top Gun 3. Will Top Gun 3 happen? After a long wait of over 3 decades, we were finally able to see Top Gun Maverick. Quickly after its release, the sequel became a cultural phenomenon, with Tom Cruise reprising his role of Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell. As of today, there is no official news of a sequel, but we wouldn't say there wouldn't be one. Given the huge success of this movie, it seems very likely that Paramount would greenlight Top Gun 3 in a heartbeat. But according to the cast and the crew of the movie, it appears it's up to Tom Cruise to decide whether a new movie will happen. The 2 Top Gun movies have been hailed as one of Tom Cruise's best movies, so it would only be fair that Cruise would be on board for another one. Given that it took a long time for Maverick to happen, we would assume that if a sequel were to happen, it would come faster than it did for the second movie. Top Gun Maverick director Joseph Kosinski said that it took 36 years to convince Tom Cruise to agree to the movie, so as of now, it is completely up to him to decide what happens next. According to the director, it is Cruise who has to be convinced to make another sequel. So far, Cruise hasn't spoken about the potential sequel, but given his busy schedule for the next 2 years, with 2 more Mission Impossible movies, which he's producing and starring in, we don't quite know whether he has room for a Top Gun sequel. Release date predictions. Because Cruise is busy shooting the next Mission Impossible movies, it's hard to even speculate when Top Gun 3 might even be released. Let's say the movie is happening and everyone's on board. This could mean that the entire cast and crew might have to work around Cruise's schedule to make the movie happen. They will have to wait for Cruise to wrap up the Mission Impossible movies first, before they can even begin filming Top Gun 3. If Cruise agrees to smash that like button if you haven't done so already. No, sorry. If he agrees to make this movie, he would have an extremely busy schedule for at least the next 3 to 4 years. However, if Cruise and Paramount decided to move forward quickly with Top Gun 3, then Cruise would have to make the 2 movies side by side. If this sequel is greenlit at the beginning of 2023, then we believe that the earliest we would be able to see it would be 2025. 3 decades after Top Gun was released, we got to see a sequel. The reason behind this huge delay was because Cruise wanted to wait for the technology to evolve so it could fulfill his vision of how to film Top Gun Maverick's incredible aerial combat footage. But now that the technology is available, we believe it won't take another 36 years to see a sequel. We believe that Top Gun 3 will hit the theaters before the 2020s decade is out, but for now, it's hard to speculate anything. With no official news about the new movie and no confirmation from Cruise, we are all left wondering whether there will even be a third movie. Hopefully, they will realize the potential this third movie could have and will give us another look into the life of Pete Mitchell. Who will return? As we already mentioned, Top Gun 3 cannot be made without Tom Cruise. He has been the main character in both movies, and there isn't a third one happening without him on board. Recently, there have been a few rumors that the new movie could very well focus on Miles Teller's character Rooster. Rooster became a huge part of the Maverick movie, and if Cruise decides to step away from the third movie, it could allow the director to explore Rooster's story even further. With this being said, it appears that Teller is all in when it comes to another movie. He even said that he and Cruise have been talking about Top Gun 3, but he couldn't confirm or deny anything. The 2 of them became extremely loved characters in Top Gun, and that will only be fair to see them reunite in the third movie. In Maverick, there were 2 more new characters introduced besides Rooster, and those are Hangman, portrayed by Glenn Powell, and Penny, portrayed by Jennifer Connelly. These 2 characters might have been new additions to the second movie, but they could very well become an original cast in the third one as well. When it comes to Top Gun 3, we still don't have the exact cast members, but we assume that a bunch of new names will join the cast as well, such as new pilots to join Maverick up in the air. However, Tether reprising Rooster seems like a no-brainer, and we would love to see the Maverick Rooster energy on the big screen once again. What happened in Top Gun Maverick? In Top Gun Maverick, we got to see Pete Mitchell return to Top Gun to help train a bunch of pilots to help them complete an extremely difficult mission, blowing up a uranium plant in a nearly impossible-to-reach spot. Further into the movie, it is decided that Mitchell is going to lead the pilots, and his team includes Rooster Bradshaw, the son of his deceased best friend, Goose. Throughout the movie, we have seen the strained relationship between Maverick and Rooster, and how their friendship evolved. By the end of the movie, they have accomplished the mission and no one has died. Pete also manages to reunite with Penny, and they ride off into the sunset. Just like the first Top Gun movie, this one also didn't explicitly set up any further movie plans, but that doesn't mean that the third one isn't coming. However, Maverick did manage to plant a seed for a potential new story because Admiral Kane planned to replace human pilots with a drone armada. This could be an excellent way to set up the storyline for the third movie. Although everything big concluded in the Maverick movie, there is still a lot to be left explored in this franchise, and we can't wait to see it! With the recent events in the Top Gun sequel, we were introduced to brand new characters that can forever change Top Gun as we know it. All of this was met with an incredible reaction by the viewers, who all want to smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. But no, in all seriousness, they all want to see more from these new characters. What could happen next? Well, there are a lot of potential storylines about Top Gun 3, but the one that would make the most sense would be if the story places Mitchell back at Top Gun. But this time, instead of training new pilots, he would have them join him into the battles to prove that humans are superior to drones. Admiral Kane's idea to replace pilots with drones might have been great, but for Mitchell and the rest of the pilots, it would mean that they won't be able to do the one thing they all love, and that's flying. However, this is one of the many storylines that could happen. Another theory is that we will take a look at what retirement means for Maverick and how he might struggle with civilian life before being brought back on board. If this storyline is true for Top Gun 3, it could mean that this journey would be the last one for Maverick before he completely retires, and it could also mean that Top Gun 3 would be the end of the franchise as we know it. Just like in Top Gun Maverick, Mitchell could be brought back to train a new set of recruits, but we could also see him team up again with the pilots from the first sequel to take on a new threat. All of these theories could be combined into one storyline, where Mitchell would return to Top Gun for the last time, as a new threat is coming. He would join the rest of the pilots we saw in Maverick, and together they will go on another risky mission to defend what they believe in. This mission could be to stop Admiral Kane from turning to drones instead of humans for operating the aircraft. They would go against him to prove their worth against these pilotless machines. But for now, these are all just theories that we'd love to see in the future movie. Now, let's wait and see what will be confirmed. And in the meantime, you should consider checking this video next.